Hello, welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz, and I will be guiding you on this journey today. I don't have much of an intro. I mean, I could, but I'm like, I don't want to become an intro queen. So let's just jump right into the reading, and whatever comes up, of course, we always trust that. This is the reading for Scorpio, wherever Scorpio is in your chart. Happy birthday, belated or early or otherwise. Happy birthday to the Scorpios out there. And let me just get these cards good and shuffled, and then we will get your spread out. I'm not taking the jumpers with these spreads, so we love when the cards are chatty, but we switched it up a little bit. Okay. That feels good for Scorpio. I will say, though, like, as I was shuffling, my top lip is sweating. Like, I feel full of hot air. Like, I don't know. It's just interesting. Like, all of a sudden, I find myself perspirating. So we have the Magician to start. That's quite the start. Beautiful. This is the current energy also. Current energy, what's leaving is the 10 of Fire. Love that. What's coming in is Patience. Or I believe that's Temperance. I'll double check it. Because I'm like, what other card? And then to clarify the Magician, we have the 7 of Air or the 7 of Swords. To clarify the 10 of Fire, we have the Moon. And to clarify Patience, we have the Queen of Wands. I love this. Let me just check the Patience card really quick because I don't want to be talking about the wrong person. Yeah. It is Temperance. Okay, sorry. So from the last readings that I did to now, I've changed locations again. I feel like this whole situation isn't symmetrical, which is kind of itching my OCD a little bit, but it is what it is. So anyway, I just kind of move things around so they fit in here better, and hopefully the glare is gone on this 10 of Wands. So we start with the Magician card. And again, this is a current energy. So Wands in general are going to be new beginnings. With it being a major arcana card though, I mean, like, this is almost encompassing all areas of your life. Because, you know, the Magician, the message with the Magician is always, you have exactly what you need right now to manifest the thing that is in your heart, is in your soul, is in your mind. Because the Magician has one of every element. They have a wand, they have a sword, they have a pentacle, they have a cup, right? So sometimes it's a lot of like, we kind of get stuck in that cycle of, I don't have enough of whatever. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough energy. I don't have enough emotional capacity. Like the idea hasn't all the way formed yet or whatever, right? And really what that is, it's just us stalling. It's a lot of ego stuff, which, I mean, it is paired with the 7 of Swords, which is, to me, the 7 of Swords is usually the card of us fooling ourselves. It's self-sabotage. It's those, I believe Brene Brown calls them gremlins, right? Like those stories that we attach ourselves to. So anyway, with the Magician card, I always think of Harry Potter. I mean, if I can come up with a Harry Potter reference, I fucking will. But I always think of the Sword of Gryffindor with in regards to Harry Potter and the Magician card, because the Sword of Gryffindor shows up to the exact person that needs it at the exact moment that they need it and for the exact purpose that they need it for. Right? And that's, to me, what the Magician signifies. Because, again, if we get stuck in all of these, like, I'm lacking something, right? To where, like, I just don't feel like I'm ready to get going. No, the Magician card is like, you have exactly the right amount of energy. You have exactly the right amount of money, even if that's $5. You have the exact amount of emotional capacity, and anything else that you need will show up for you as you go along. But the catch is you have to start. It's like you have to do your part, right? You have to take those steps forward. You have to put yourself out there. You have to make that room, in your schedule. You have to invite those things in. So anything that you feel like you don't have, even if it's confidence, if it's ideas, if it's creativity, if it's blah, 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 whatever it is, it will show up for you exactly when you need it, regardless of like how you're thinking about it too. Because again, right, the 7 of air has to do with our mind, our thoughts, mindset, our belief systems, ideas, creativity is coming out, but I was going to say communication, like how are we communicating those things? Also, I see swords or air as being the suit of ego also, because that's generally where we hear our ego is in our minds. And it's created by the stories or the beliefs that we attach to experiences, to feelings, to traumas, right? And it becomes our personality. It becomes our temperament. It becomes the reasons why we do and don't do things. So there's like this tug of war thing happening where it's like the energy is available for you. It's like you can sense it. I know you can feel that with a Magician. But it's like, what's the story that's like happening right after you recognize the Magician energy? Is it, oh, nope, just like completely shut it down and be like, I'm not ready? Or, whatever. All those what ifs or all those things that I was talking about before, right? So this is kind of like that cycle that it seems like you're in. And what's leaving is the 10 of Wands and the Moon card. Interestingly enough, we just had that full moon in Taurus on Friday, right? Which is your sister sign. So it would have been opposing or, somehow interacting with your sun. If you are a Scorpio sun, it could have been of course, your rising sign. It could be your moon sign if you're a Scorpio moon. But it's almost kind of like that full moon, wherever too that like Taurus is happening for you, like there's this dance or like this exchange happening that you would have recognized. Like maybe something, you got more clarity, something was revealed to you, because I believe also Uranus was involved with that. I mean, it could have come in just like that, like just boom, realization. The 10 of Wands, 10s are completion. So the 10 of Wands generally deals with burden. But, Wands are all about creativity, desire, passion, motivation. It's like the motivation behind the actions that we take. And it's also, too, it is like that element of trying things. So maybe to you, you're like, I've been trying this and that and this and that. And maybe it just hasn't gone the way that you've wanted it to. However, though, what you've gotten from that is so much clarity. Like if you were to sit down and really, feel into that energy, no doubt you would be like, you know what? There might have been a few things that like didn't work out or I didn't like, or, lessons that I learned. But what it did is it helped you understand the things that don't work It helped you understand the things that you don't like. And now, it's like making these little tweaks, letting those things go too, like not seeing them as failures, but seeing them as information, because that's exactly what wands is too. Like I see wands as being information by way of experience, because we have to try things to see if they work, right? We have to try on clothes to see if they fit. Like, so you have to like try things, see if it works. And if it doesn't, tweak it or, change it completely. Don't necessarily give up on it. Like, don't necessarily be like, oh, it didn't work or I didn't like it, so it's like a complete failure. There's so many things that, like, let's use hobbies as an example. There's so many hobbies that I've picked up that I was like, I'm going to love this. This is going to become my whole personality. And I tried it and fucking hated it. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't even believe that I actually thought I was going to like that. And then there's other things that I was like, I don't really think that I would like that. That seems tedious or, whatever, time consuming. And then I did it and I loved it. Right? Or like anywhere in between. So, and even again, like from that, you're like, I like this aspect of the thing, but not this aspect of the thing. So I'm going to change this aspect or tweak it or try something different. And truly, all of that comes from trying different things. I also love how in this card, specifically in this depiction, they're burning all these pieces of paper. So to me, it feels like completing contracts. Like if you believe in soul contracts, if you've heard of soul contracts, like maybe it's also something that's just kind of on the forefront of your mind. Because again, like there's 10 pieces of paper that are on fire here. So all these contracts, there's a completion with all of them. So that could have even happened during that moon. Like just recognizing what things are taking up a lot of your energy that feel complete to you. And literally, you could even, literally write them down on a piece of paper. I have a grill that I've literally never used for food, but if you look in there right now, there's some burnt flowers, there's some burnt paper, and they're like, it's just become like of course, be careful, right? Like, obviously practice safety with fire, blah, 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 like disclaimer, right? Please be careful. But, because there have been times where I have been called to literally write down the things that I want to release and literally burn them, because it's like that, it's so final. And specifically even just with this card and these papers on fire. So, you can write multiple papers, like just index cards or what, you don't even have to burn them. You can throw them away. You can rip them up, like make it a whole ritual type thing where you rip them up into small little pieces, which to me can be like really therapeutic. I used to rip paper all the time, or even put them in water and let them dissolve as much as they're going to dissolve for whatever the paper is, right? But just something to where there's this finality here. And again, just like with the moon card, I know I kind of talked about it, but it's like, again, like you could have gotten some clarity. This could have just been something that this whole situation is becoming very in the forefront of your mind just around this full moon. And then the energy that's coming in is Temperance and the Queen of Fire, which to me feels like so perfect. And okay, this is what's also amazing. This is why I love tarot too, okay? Because my dog agrees. Temperance is a Sagittarius card, and we're literally, days away from Sagittarius season, right? So there's something that, especially with it coming in, because Sagittarius season is coming in, right? And they're both fire cards. I was just like looking back. The Magician is Mercury, I believe. No. Yeah. Which is Gemini or Virgo. And the moon is Cancer. I'm like, who's in Gemini right now? Jupiter? which is traditionally attached to Sagittarius. I mean, these placements, they don't have to mean anything, excuse me, but if they do, great. So anyway, this is what's coming in, and what is literally coming in the next couple days is Sagittarius. So, there could be, you could just notice a really big shift in Sagittarius season. Maybe you're even just going to be like, you know what, for the next 4 weeks, I'm going to put a little bit more focus in on whatever the magician is. I'm going to start, making plans. I'm going to start trying, a couple different things. I'm going to literally set some time aside for those things. Because there's even this clock here at what to me looks like their heart space. So it could even be, of course, just exercising some patience with the process. It's, that whole trust the process, right? But it's also having patience with the process. Because temperance, I always think of chocolate when temperance comes up, because there are certain steps that you have to take in order to temper chocolate correctly, right? I've never done it. I've seen it done on, Food Network a million times. But if you try to skip any of those steps, if you try to hurry through any of those steps, it's ruined, right? And you literally have to start over because there's no saving it. So that's what temperance is to me. It's literally one foot in front of the other. As, frustrating as that might be, as time consuming as that might be, it's literally patience with the process. It's taking those steps forward continually. And, even what's that other analogy of the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time, or the fastest way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. And I'm always like, why would I eat an elephant? And it's that's not the point. The point is there's this big thing, right? That seems overwhelming. And it's breaking it into, instead of looking at it as a whole, it's literally looking at it what's right in front of you, which is that next step. And with the Queen of Fire, or the Queen of Wands, I love that we go from the 10 of Wands to the Queen of Wands also. But I see queens as when we embody the energy of the suit ourselves, we recognize the energy of the suit. We're able to work with the energy and master that energy as well. So it's very personal, very individual. And the Queen of Wands to me is very confident. They're going to show up exactly as themselves. There's an authenticity there as well. It's literally following your inspiration, following your desires, following, even expressing your creativity, and even the symbol at the heart there too. I don't know what that symbol actually is in their heart space, but there's this candle here, and then the flame or whatever is creating this illusion of the heart. So it really is being guided by yourself, not necessarily doing things the same way that other people have done them, but even maybe just using that as inspiration, but being oh, well, if that's possible, then this has also got to be possible, even if it's not something that anybody's done yet. Again, it's trying things, seeing how they feel too. I love this. I think this is great. And I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.